So this is the front of the Belmond das Cataratas in Portuguese style. It was built in 1958 but renovated at a cost of, I think he said something like $30 million in about 2000. The one thing I notice is that very few rooms have a balcony. I can only see 4 rooms at the front here which have a balcony. And there's a courtesy bus takes you from the hotel up to the entrance to the park. This courtesy bus runs every 20 minutes and is free. It does have very wide corridors, beautifully decorated. There's no smudge anywhere in this sort of reproduction Portuguese colonial style. It is high ceilings, nice lamps. You just have this rather nice lounge, big feature fireplace. Obviously takes logs, but I can't imagine when you would need to use it in this country. And there's some nice orchids. There are orchids everywhere in pots, even on the tables for the barbecue in the evening. Every table has orchids on it. You can see them there in the spot. Not plastic, the real McCoy. And in here you get the internet copy of the New York Times. I would dare suggest that in a not too distant future it will be the Shanghai Chronicle or the Beijing News. So this is a pool area and restaurant in the Belmond das Cataratas at Iguazu in Brazil. And this is the garden area. So this is my room 3226 at the Belmond das Cataratas, and so a general view. It's in the newer part of the hotel. But it doesn't have a balcony. It's very nicely decorated, nicely done. I got a little guided tour of the hotel when I arrived by the guy behind the desk. And this is the room itself, the bathroom, although it doesn't have a bath, it just has a sit-in shower. There is no bath here, and it does have all the usual goodies. And you get a complimentary pair of flip-flops which you could take with you if you wish. And again, it has a well-stocked minibar. I'm not sure that the water is complimentary, but I'll have a look at the list in a minute. But you do get a bottle of complimentary water when the maid comes to turn the bed down in the evening. £3 for a Snickers. Come on. The problem with not having a balcony is because you just want to rinse a few smalls out and leave them to dry in the sunshine. You can't do that here, which is a minor inconvenience. Nevertheless, an inconvenience it is. And the plugs are different yet again. The best adapter I found is this one here, which is American male or US male and British female. Even if there isn't a socket in the room that will take this, most reasonable hotels will have an adapter, which is, I've got a US female end, and you can plug this in. So they'll have an adapter that fits on here, fits in their wall socket, and it's got a US female that this will fit into. And if you've brought an electric toothbrush with you, this is your charger. This doesn't fit into anything, and I haven't been able to find an hotel with an adapter that will take this. You need to bring an adapter from Britain, which has got a British plug on one side and 2 holes that will take this. Although it's got 2 prongs, they are in fact too wide for most 2-pronged sockets. In fact, in South America, they're too wide for all 2-pronged sockets. It won't fit in any of them at all. This is the view from room 3226. It seems to be where all the workies come in. Right at the back of everything. See the back of the tennis courts there. But no view of the garden at all. It's, I don't know what that building is there. Obviously it's got boilers in. Well, this shower has got to be the star attraction of this room, 3226 at the Belmond. That's Cataratas in Iguazu. It has 2 controls, one hot, one cold, or a little bit loose at that point. Now, you would think that with a hot tap and a cold tap, that by mixing the 2 you could get a nice warm shower. Well, this thing has me completely baffled. So, usually you turn the hot tap on, and of course the water's far too hot. Then you start adding cold water to adjust it, so that you end up with a warm shower. Not this one. When you turn on that cold tap, it just stays hot. So I'm thinking, well, maybe there's too much water pressure with the hot water, stopping the cold water from running. So turn the hot tap off completely, turn the cold tap on. True enough, you get some, it runs cold.
So, right, well, I'll just add some hot water to this cold water and get a warm shower. No chance. It stayed cold. So anyway, so I messed about. I must have been in this cubicle a quarter of an hour. And eventually I got a nice tepid shower, sort of lukewarm. But while I was standing under it, suddenly it became cold. So I stepped out and while I was at, I put my hand in it and suddenly it changed from cold to nice warm shower. So I got back in and begging me, if I'd been in there 10 seconds, it suddenly became absolutely boiling hot and it'll leap out. So it's good entertainment if you've got 20 minutes in the morning messing about with it. I'm sure there's a way of mastering the damn thing. But for the price you pay for a room here for a night, you think you have something better than this, some better system than this. I'll mention it when I go down and see what they say. Some bloke will probably come out over here and run a tepid shower within seconds. Anyway, he got me bloody baffled and mastered, so bugger it out, I just give up. Well, I've had another go in this shower tonight, 8 o'clock. And it's absolutely no better. It doesn't matter what you do with the knobs, the taps. When you stand in it, it goes from cold, when you have to get up because it's uncomfortable, and then it's quite warm, which is quite pleasant, but not for very long. Sometimes it goes cold again, but what's worse is when it's very hot. When in seconds it changes from warm to very hot, and you have to get out of it quickly because you can't stand in it. I don't think it's hot enough to scald you, but by God, it is hot. Far too hot. So I think that the plumbing behind the taps is antique. I'm not sure that when they revamped this place that they altered the guts of the plumbing very much. It's certainly not at this end, or certainly not in this room. There doesn't seem to be any control valve, as you would get in modern plumbing situations, on each shower, so that the temperature remains constant as the water pressure in the cold pipe and hot pipe feed pipes to the shower, as it changes, there's a mechanism by which the pressure coming out of the shower stays the same, and the temperature stays the same. So it doesn't matter what you do, if you stand in this shower for 5 minutes, you get the full range. Cold, warm, hot, cold, hot, warm. The temperature's up and down like a tart's knickers. Now for me it's not too bad, I suppose. If you're a relatively fit person, it doesn't matter. But I would think if you were a child it would frighten you, and certainly if you were elderly and had to get out quickly. If you slipped you might fall, and of course you've got this bench in here, so if you whacked yourself on the sharp edge of this bench, you could do yourself a serious injury, even break a bone or two. So I think it's something the management team in this place needs to look at. I mean, if they're looking for perfection and customer satisfaction, the one thing I've always said, I like a nice hot shower and a comfortable bed. Well, I certainly get the latter, but the former is only at the right temperature when a shower pleases itself. I've just looked on the internet at the exchange rate, and it's a pound is worth about 3.9 real, and in the hotel here it's 3.7 to the pound, 2.7 to the dollar. So if you look at the prices on the menus, the minibar menu and the restaurant menus, that will give you some idea as to the equivalent in pounds of what you would expect to pay for a meal here.
So this is the menu and prices. That'll give you some idea of the prices here. And these are the main restaurant as opposed to the pool restaurant. This is dinner in the evening. So this is the availability of food. You can see that from 3 o'clock until 7:30. There's a sort of big gap. Dinner is served in both this IPE grove overlooking the pool, and it's also served in and it's also served in this restaurant which looks over the falls. And then during the day the pool bar opens at 10 o'clock, closes at 8 o'clock, and you can get late refreshments all day there. Yes, wheat permitting, of course. And in the evening this Taroba bar is open, opens at 5 o'clock. Ooh, tell a lie. Yeah, opens at 5 o'clock in the evening until 11:30, and there's live music every night, sort of jazz, blues, which I imagine would be very good. And if you look carefully, in one of the corridors there's a sign says Mirante, which I assume means tower, and there's a sneaky little staircase brings you up to the top of the tower here. Notice, I just turn around from the hotel, and there you can see the Iguazu Falls from the Brazilian side. Rainbow in the spray in this morning sunshine. If I just swing round, there you can see the Sheraton on the Argentinian side. And down in front of the hotel is a bus stop where all the buses come in from the nearby town, dropping them off by the 100 every day, all day. And the park shuts at 6 o'clock, of course, in the evening, so they all have to be taken away before then. This is the main garden, and over there you can see the building which has one of the restaurants in, not for dinner but one of the restaurants, and you can just catch a glimpse of the pool over there. And nesting under the tiles here on this roof are these little swifts. See them whizzing about. having a rest on this dead leaf. That's the twittering sound you can hear. Well, I've just had a nice breakfast, obviously Philip's breakfast time. It's included in the bill. And it was quite busy, but I would think 60% of them at least were Chinese. And a sizable number of them were having champagne with their breakfast. Such is the change in world order. It's happening very, very quickly. The Belmond, that's Cataratas at Iguazu, is eye-wateringly expensive. You're either, if you're staying there, you're either incredibly rich, or somebody else is paying, or it's a very special anniversary or honeymoon, or you're showing off for bragging rights, or you're barking mad. The staff were very, very good. You couldn't fault the staff. I mean, but then again, the staff in many, many hotels I've stayed in are equally as good. The building itself was very nice, but many hotels have wonderful buildings. The food, again, was excellent, as it is in many other hotels. The additional expense, and it's not a small amount, it is really, really substantial. Can't be justified by its position within the national park and what it offers in terms of accommodation. And there is an eye-watering bill for 2 nights. Dinner, bed and breakfast, £856. And just bed and breakfast, 1 night bed and breakfast was £335 plus tax. Just mind-blowing.